What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video, and this one I wanted to break down what's going on with Tesla, SPY, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers during the pre-market. Break down what's going on with the news affecting the markets and some very important things about Tesla. But before I do anything like this, though, let me just mention a couple of things. I am personally not a financial planner, so take none of this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Webull, the link down below, and deposit any amount of money into the account, you are guaranteed up to 12 free stocks. The offer ends in just 6 days, so check it out before they run out. Anyways, let's break down what's going on with the market and Tesla. So Tesla's up about 0.16% for the day as of right now. And you can see Tesla's trying to hold up above its 50 EMA quite nicely, looking a little bit more bullish just to start us off, and there should be a nice push coming in my opinion. Now, first I want to talk about the news, just clarify a couple of things before I get into more details about the charts. As a reminder, for Friday, which is today, we don't have any major data coming out. We just have the wholesale inventories data coming out at about 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern time, or 30 minutes after the market opens. So it could cause some volatility, but it's nothing too big. I'm not seeing anything too big for the rest of today. We do have big data coming out next week, but I will talk about that later on, not to mention like quadruple witching and things like that. But I also want to add that looking at the market, we also have some interesting headlines coming out. They're talking about how, it's been a losing week for the market. The market has been down, but I think that after all the dropping that we have done, especially on Apple, as it was down like, more than 3% on Thursday, and we had a 4% drop on Wednesday too. So lots of dropping simultaneously. I believe it is due for a bounce, and the bounce could be coming as soon as today, most likely, in my opinion. And now there's more talk about how GM has proposed new contracts for employees that would offer like 10% wage increases, and then basically the opposite by Walmart, which is cutting the starting pay for employees who like stock shelves and stuff. So, anyways, this is just what's making the headlines. I just wanted to mention that briefly. The CEO of Nvda, Jensen Huang, has sold about $42 million worth of Nvidia shares, but this happened over a longer period of time. He didn't just do this all yesterday or anything like that, just according to the filing reports. This is important. Could have an effect on Nvidia, but it's nothing too crazy, nothing out of the ordinary. This was expected when getting such massive, massive pumps. When it comes to Tesla, there's been some talk about how the 25,000 next gen car is going to have like a Cybertruck design. No guarantees, no promises. It's just what reports are suggesting. And they're also talking about how this could help to debut the new robo taxi. So if that's the case, that is technically bullish news for Tesla. But so far, we don't know for sure. Tesla is reportedly preparing to build a 25,000 EV, though. That is going to be coming out soon, most likely. I don't know how many years it's going to take for them to actually start production. But the Cybertruck is going to be starting very, very soon, right? We're getting, within months away from when it's going to start its production in early of 2024. Could be even earlier. We'll have to see how that ends up going. We just want to see the concept cars and even like more designs from them before they, start anything else like that. But the $25,000 car has a futuristic design, is what they're saying. It may be based on the Cybertruck, and it may be, a lot more affordable, and it could be incorporating new technologies that we haven't seen before. Now, Elon Musk has been talking about the robo taxis. We may be years away from it to officially come out, but once again, it is going to make Tesla a $10 trillion company, according to many other analysts. So that's some good news for Tesla. Anyways, looking at this, there was some talk about how there was a Cybertruck that crashed into a ditch. With that happening, I hope anyone that was involved is okay. But you can see there were some pictures about it. We don't know if this had something to do with, the driver, or if there's something else going on. But there was just some talk about it, and you could see this is what they would look like after they had to get like towed. Completely all right as long as the drivers are fine, and we just want everyone to stay as safe as possible. But one thing worth noting is that they're very durable, very reliable, and there have been some like talks about how the damage was done. So you can see this is what it looked like. There was quite a bit of damage. Hopefully everyone is okay. Anyways, now let's talk about the charts. I know I'm kind of getting lost into the Cybertruck. Looking at Tesla. Tesla's up 0.16% for the day, trying to hold up. We have a nice accumulation structure right over here with the bullish divergence, and it's trying to push up a little bit. We have these imbalances around this 255 area, not to mention resistance around 258. If Tesla starts pushing higher, watch 252.5, 255, and then 258 as resistance, followed by 260. If it ends up breaking down, you're going to be watching support at right over here, 249. And below that, we have support at around 247.5, followed by 245, and then 243 to 242. So those are some important levels to watch for on Tesla. How is it looking so far? Overall, it's been holding above its EMAs quite nicely, trying to push even in the pre-market. I think that there's a good chance Tesla's going to try to start pushing even higher, and I think we're going to see at least 255 very very soon. Could even get closer to like 260. But overall, it's looking a little bit more bullish in my opinion. I think there's some upside potential for Tesla for today. So I am leaning more bullish. I think it's going to try to get to at least 255 or higher. We could see even like 258 or so. Then we might see Tesla reject and cool off a little bit, but still get a green close. I'm leaning in that direction. Looking at SPY, it's kind of flat right now. We have this nice inverse head and shoulders potential that is developed. And this is like suggesting there should be a push coming. We could even see this thing push up to like 240, the 247s, reject off that, then still close kind of green above max pain. That's where I'm leaning towards. 446.73 is where we have this resistance. So watch and see if we could break that or not. And then on top of that, so we have resistance around 246.5, 246. I'm sorry, 446. Did I say two? I'm sorry about that, guys. 446. Not to mention 445.5. Now, for support, you have to be watching 444 as our support. And if that breaks, we have the next level at 443.5. So those are some important levels. I think that it's going to try to get above its 50 EMA and start pushing for at least for the 446s. I think SPY looks more bullish overall with this nice structure. And we have this inverse head and shoulders that should lead to some upside. For Aapl, we're going to be watching this 178 area. We want to see it hold 178. As long as it holds, we're going to be watching for a push above our 50 EMA, above 179. If it gets above, 179, starts pushing, I think it's going to try to fill this gap and get very close to the, low 180s to 181. Around there is where I think it's going to be heading if we do end up getting that push, because Aapl has left us with lots of downside for the past 2 days and these massive gaps. We have a huge gap on Aapl and lots of space for upside. As long as Aapl tries to break and hold above its 200 EMA as well, gets above this 179 area and holds it, I think we're going to try to fill this gap and push into like the 181s. There's a high probability of that happening, which is going to pump the market even higher. And that's why SPY could hit like, 446, 447 and targets like that. It's going to help Tesla as well and really shift the momentum for the day. So for the QQQ, you're going to be watching supports. Don't forget to watch your support right over here around this 370 area as critical support, then 369 and 368. Now the 4 hour is starting to look more bullish as we're beginning to curl quite nicely. And on the smaller time frames, we have an inverse head and shoulder structure, just like that of Aapl. Not Aapl, I'm sorry, SPY, and it's kind of slanted, so it's showing some life right now. We have this unfilled gap. We technically did not fill this like pre-market gap from right here, so there's this gap that exists like right here. We could fill this gap and try to push up for like the 374s, reject off that and still close kind of green. I'm predicting it to push to at least 373.67 at the very least at our 200 EMA. Seems more bullish overall. Nvidia is kind of weak this morning, but there is a potential inverse head and shoulders also forming on it. And we have that unfilled gap in the 470s. I think there's a good chance Nvidia is going to try to push to fill the gap and maybe see 473 as well. But before that happens, we could reject. We could kind of slow down first with the Jensen Huang news, then start pushing to those high levels, and then slow down afterwards and still close kind of green. So hopefully that's as clear as possible. I want to see Nvidia push and then it possibly reject and still close kind of green. The VIX, we're going to be watching to see if this continues to fall. We have these gaps down here, which are unfilled. The dollar is still actually dropping a little bit more, so the dollar is starting to look bearish. If the dollar starts tanking, it's going to help the market pump. So anyways, a lot of the stars are aligning with the dollar dropping. This could help the market push, so let's look for some nice price action, and let's see Tesla try to push for today. Hoping for a green close. Tesla had quite a bit of red a couple of days in a row. It is time to see Tesla try to push, and let's see some green, in my opinion. So thank you for listening. Have a great day. Do what you have to do, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you, and peace out.